Hello, everyone. Warm welcome to our Women Together Connect. I'm Antoinette. I'm our host, and I see many familiar faces, so it's good to be back together again. And we have a small group here on Zoom and probably a few of us on YouTube, so a warm welcome to all. And we're already putting where we are, and sometimes um, our location comes with different weather patterns, so we're putting in our weather as well. Um, we those of us here in the Northeast or in New York are experiencing a little chill after last week's sunshine and spring debut. So a warm welcome, but knowing that some of us are in a little bit of a chilly place. And I love what Marion said, our gathering will warm that right up. So good to be together. I see Wilmington, North Carolina, um, Bloomfield, Connecticut, sunny and chilly, New York City, Vermont, Virginia Beach, Chile, Toronto, San Francisco, Buffalo, and Sacramento. Wonderful. So we are coming in. If you'd like to still put your location or a little hello in the chat, you can do that here or in the YouTube comment section, and we will check that and say hello. It's nice to have various ways of just connecting in and reminding ourselves and each other that we're coming in from different places, but we are coming into kind of circle together. And those of us who have been doing the Women Together circles have been experiencing each other in even more depth. In the connects, we kind of get to have some bits of conversation and dive in, meet each other. And in the circles, we get to go deeper in certain topics or themes with various teachers. So that has been our big change for 2024, is moving away from weekly connects, opening up circles, deepening our connection and experience together. And that said, today we're just going to do a little heart check-in. So checking in with ourselves first, and then we'll get to check in with each other. So very glad to be able to do that. And before we get officially fully started, or maybe to begin, we'll just take a moment of stillness and land here in the space. So wherever you are, you can get your feet on the ground, and just feel a sense of connection of the feet to the floor. And perhaps that's the feet to the earth. You can feel the earth beneath your floor, your shoes, wherever you are, maybe your bare feet. And you can close your eyes or lower your gaze if you haven't already. And just take a deep breath and relax fully. And as you do that, noticing if and what is able to relax. What part of us is unable to relax today? Just noticing your power of awareness today. How far out does your awareness go? And how far deep is it? So just being in a space of awareness, noticing maybe I'm just in my own little field today. I'm aware of my body, my breath, and that's enough. I'm just following the breath for another few seconds here. We'll just continue to follow the inhale and exhale for a moment of stillness. And as you bring your awareness perhaps back to the breath or the body, if you got a little bit distracted, just noticing what is and being with what is, letting go of anything that may have come before this moment and being fully here. Noticing what brought you here today. What brought you into this Zoom call, into this connection with others. And if there's a word or a phrase that comes out of that, just type it in the chat. So if you're starting to come back to the screen, just noticing that there's a word or phrase of what brought you to today's Connect session with this group of women or humans, you can just type in a little hello and what brought you here today. Could be really, just wanting to connect in, or perhaps there's something else we should be aware of that brought you here. Yep, I can increase the sound too. Okay, hopefully this doesn't overwhelm anyone with my increased sound here. But Marcia, I hope it's okay for you. So I see a few things. Let's see, heart check-in, a touchstone, intrigued, and renewal, trust. Wonderful. So grounding. So we're coming in for a variety of different reasons today. Some of us may be brand new to the space. If you are, a warm welcome. I see inner peace as well. And a lot of what we do in this connect is really just invite in a sense of spaciousness. And I find that even just in my house over the last 4 years, I've gotten more and more grounded in my home and where I live. And even in that, I have found ways to continue my productivity mindset. So I start going and going and going, doing and doing and doing. And I just want to get the next thing done, the next thing done, the next thing done. And what we land here in just a few moments, being in this Zoom space together, is a reconnection to our sense of being, our reconnection to just being as being enough. And often, I don't know about you all, but I look for some sort of external validation, even if it's not other people who are telling me you're doing great. It's like I can look at, oh, look, I got this done. I'm doing great. And I think part of what we do here is let that go. Let go of the needing to find another reason to be enough, find another reason to be good, find another reason to be to get the check mark, the checkbox done. So that's really what we want to invite into this space, is just landing here together, grounding. I love that one from Susan. And today, just checking into our own space around the heart. So we will do just a little bit of journaling in a bit, and we'll do a little deeper meditation practice. But really, the invitation is just slow down and to notice, what is the heart telling us. Often we are listening to what the mind is telling us, and the mind is telling us all of these messages. And some of what the mind is telling us is not even what our own thought process is. Our brains are picking up, there are mirror neurons, so we're picking up what others are putting out, and we're saying, oh, I need to be more like that, oh, I need to do more like this. This morning I got into a trip about a steam cleaner. Like, I must need a steam cleaner because other people have a steam cleaner and it seems so good, but I've been fine without a steam cleaner for how long, so that's just one of the many little things that we could go down in rabbit holes in our lives, that our minds are just kind of constantly taking in information, constantly spitting back out. And the opportunity, sometimes in meditation or in an awareness practice, you want to just be aware of the thoughts. Here they are, here they flow in, here they flow out. And sometimes in meditation, we actually want to practice truly letting go. Sometimes you need to go through 3 days of letting letting all of that cycle through to really land. But just noticing where we are today, noticing what's coming up, and then dropping from the mind into the heart space. The body can be an access for that. The body can give us inputs. Sometimes our shoulders are hunched, or we're tight, or our chest is coming in, or we're getting really small. So we might try a couple of exercises to open up. That can open up the heart and remind us that there's something, some other voice, there's some deeper knowing, some deeper intuition that we can connect into. So that's a little bit of our Women Together plan. See, I can't stop myself, for the next little bit. And wonderful. And then we will get to turn to each other and share just what's coming up for you today. How is your heart? And get to meet each other and connect with one another. So that's the invitation. Maybe just make sure you have a journal or something that you can write with, because as I said, the body is definitely a gateway. And when you start the work of the hands, when you start writing, that often opens up additional senses here. So let's try and get a journal nearby. And then wherever you are, I'd like to just do that little practice of the body. So wherever you are, if you can get your feet on the ground, that's great. And then I'd like to invite you to do a couple little things with the body and just feel what feels right for you. If something doesn't feel right for whatever's going on in your body today, do not pressure yourself. Just take it easy. Do what feels good to you. If what feels good to you is just continuing to stay with the breath, do that. So today we'll just try, so feet on the ground. And then I'd like you to scoop your pelvis under. So if your pelvis was a bowl and the bowl was kind of tipping forward a little bit, just scoop the pelvis under so that it drops into place under your body. So you kind of scoot your sit bones maybe forward a little bit. And then perhaps your shoulders are over your hips. So just noticing if that means you lift up a little bit. So maybe finding uplift in the spine. On an inhale, perhaps, and then exhaling, bringing the belly button Just sucking the belly button, or not sucking, because that we don't want to do that, but just kind of feeling the belly button contract towards the spine a little bit. So just feeling a sense of uplift and connecting the belly button to the spine. We're just finding alignment here. Now I'd like you to just practice what it feels like when the body feels small. So when the body feels small or the body contracts, maybe your shoulders come up, your chin goes down, and just feel what it feels like to feel into I'm protecting my heart, I'm protecting myself, and sending again the belly button towards the back, the shoulders come up and over the heart, maybe even the eyes close, just really going inward here. Just taking a breath here and noticing how far the breath can even get in this state. Just for a moment, notice when this position feels really needed. Sometimes this position of feeling small, contracting, pressure inwards can feel really needed. When in my life have I really needed to get this small? And then taking a deep breath and opening the shoulders, lifting the chin, lifting the eyes up and out, perhaps even rolling the shoulders back, sending the chest up and out. Inhaling, feeling how much more capacity we have in this state. Exhaling out, perhaps even through the mouth, feeling a sense of power in our bodies, maybe opening the hands even as they're out here, and just noticing this can also feel really vulnerable. This can feel really good, and it can also feel really vulnerable. So just noticing what this kind of power feels like in the body. And notice when this position has been important and necessary. And then again, finding a balance in the middle. So if you want, make sure that your feet are still flat on the floor, and maybe bringing your palms down onto your thighs, just pushing down a little bit, feeling a sense of not being overly exposed with the chest, but just kind of bringing the shoulders back over the hips and feeling a sense of neutrality. It's kind of neutral position. And then we can just play around one more time with the kind of the three different positions. So the contraction position, and just noticing what it feels like to be here, what messages come up. I notice that I actually even go onto the balls of my feet, that my heels come up. I want to contract every part of my body. I notice that there are things that happen with fear when I have fear, that the same kind of position comes in. So just noticing what you're sensing. Then on the next inhale, open back up. Again, open up the arms, open up the hands, feet on the floor. Here we are. And feeling a sense of uplift in the spine, perhaps a little bit of shininess on the skin or the outside of your sweater, whatever it is. Just noticing a little sparkle. Maybe think of something that makes you smile here. And then bringing back to neutral. Again, feet on the ground, feeling the hands, and just noticing what happens. And if you can pick up your journal, now might be a good time. And just writing down what happens when I'm contracting. In that position, you might be protecting the heart. You might be, there may be a lot of things, but what's happening and what are the messages that I'm receiving when I'm contracting around the heart? And then noticing what happens when I expand. What happens when I open up and send my chest up and out, take fuller breaths? What's happening there? And just a reminder that this is not, we may have ended with a smile, but this is not a good or bad. Um, that it may feel like this is a very vulnerable position to open in this way. So just noticing what it is for you and jotting down what comes up for you when you're in that experience. And then just noticing, where am I today? Am I in that kind of more expanded state? Am I in more of a contracted state? And obviously, we're exaggerating the body positions, but the body may have messages for you. So, am I heart open to the world? Am I um, more contracted and less connected? Where am I today? And just because we're here today doesn't mean we are where we were yesterday or where we'll be tomorrow. So, just giving yourself a little grace to be where you are. And then for a moment, if you'd like to just close your eyes and connect in with the space around the heart, we'll just take a moment to do that before we do a final journaling question. So if you can put your feet on the ground, close your eyes or lower your gaze, just soften the focus. Especially in writing, we start to kind of focus in on something. So just opening the awareness again, opening and softening the awareness. And just listening to the feeling of the body, the feeling of the feet connected to the earth, feeling a sense of being grounded. On an exhale, feeling the sense of the top of the head or the crown of the head connected to the sky above us. And then connecting to the feeling space where there may be less words here, maybe just more sensation or feeling the space around the heart. And just notice if there's any feeling, joy, sadness, whatever may be here today, just welcoming it, thanking it for being here. Perhaps when we did those movements, maybe you noticed that you were protecting something in particular. Maybe it's this feeling right here. So just being with it for another moment. And when you're ready, if there's a message from your heart or even just a feeling, if you'd like to try to jot down some of your thoughts about it, you can take a moment and do so. It's just jotting down any messages or feelings that may have come up. Wonderful. So we are now going to take this into connection with others. So if you're on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. On Zoom, we are going to get the chance to turn and talk. For anyone who may be dropping off in YouTube now, we will be sharing the information for Christie's sessions on, I believe it's Aging with Grace. So wherever you are, if you'd like to join those circles in the future, feel free. And for those of us here in Zoom, we now have the great joy. The best part of our session is to connect with each other. So turning to each other, hearing, sharing our name, where we're coming from, and anything that may have come up, just getting to check in with each other in this kind of deeper heart space. So enjoy the time together. We'll be back in about just over 20 minutes, so you have some deep time. And remember that we don't know what the other person had for breakfast this morning, let alone what's going on in their heart or their experiences that may have led them to this moment. So enjoy the time, and I hope you get exactly what you need. So see you back in just over 20 minutes.